talking about the global impact of the protests in the USA, I feel that even the recent EndSARS protest in Nigeria against police brutality was partially inspired by your protest there in the US. What do you think?
Yes, I did. Yeah. And it's the type of thing where it's like, God's grace in it all, right? And sometimes in order to get a ball rolling, all you need is one small push and it starts to catch on. And so, you look back and those are the types of things that we start to thank God for, because if the protests that took place now took place 60 years ago, and there was no Zoom, and there was no Twitter, and there was no Instagram, there's no way that you could have this type of global reach. But in the providence of God, he allowed things to take place at the right time and to set things up to where I really do think we are on the cusp of some type of global reckoning, praying for some global revival where the goodness of God can take center stage in the greatest of turmoil. As the whole world finds itself in chaos, we're reminded of Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, when God looks down at the earth, it's formless, void, darkness spread over the face of the deep. But the end of verse 2 says this, but the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. In the midst of the chaos that ensued, God was not absent. God was very much present. And then verse 3, it said, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And the rest of the first chapter is God doing what he does throughout the whole Bible, bringing order out of chaos. As our world is in chaos with, the perversion of the gospel, the hypocrisy, as our world is in chaos in a pandemic, as our world is in chaos in all of these ways, this is what God does. God brings beauty out of chaos. That's his nature. We don't have to convince him. There was nobody at the beginning of the world to coerce God to do it. So as we Christians pray on God to do that, we're just asking God to do what he already wants to do.
Wow, that is such a hope-filled truth you just shared.